I'm ready.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
That's funny.
Having some issues after losing offers. I just lost one yesterday. It was multiple offers. It's always one of those that it's just like, oh man, you feel so bad for your client, not necessarily as the agent. They're going to end up buying something else. And they typically, they'll find what works for them. But it's kind of a melancholy type moment.
For sure. With things relaxing a little bit now, not every property, but they'll still be the hot properties. But I think it's actually, if you're listening to this, it is a good time today, this week, next week, probably to get into the back end of the market, because I think things are kind of slowing a little bit. So if you were fatigued before all the news that's been happening and all the crazy things, there might be a real nice window of opportunity where there's not a lot of people shopping with you. So you could probably secure the deals and get the property, which I'm not saying they're going to give them away, because people aren't going to start giving away their houses, but you'll be able to get a property that you want.
100% right. And I think there's some sellers that are going to be out there that are going to get really nervous over this. And
I've already started to see it. I've seen where people call me and say, I don't want to miss the top of the market. I want to sell. It's like, well, what do you mean the top of the market? Yeah. And that strategy, what happens? It always fails. When people try to time any market.
We all remember the worst time ever was 2008, right? We were selling houses all the time in 2008. I mean, it took a little longer, but things are still going to sell, and they're going to sell if they're good. I got a little taste of that as I was coming over here. I obviously had some preconceived notions of what I was going to see in Poland. I didn't quite believe everything Nick was telling me. One of it is that, I mean, we're right next to a war. I mean, and there's just not one sign of that, one area that I'm afraid to walk through. And that's just kind of like this whole real estate thing. It's just social media and news. It's the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing for society. There's nothing you can believe anymore. You got to get out there and see it yourself. And then the people that are in it and seeing it, understand it.
Nothing you can believe except this show. This show's real.
Well, it is. I mean, because we're telling you what's happening really on a weekly type basis. And a lot of the news is, especially with stats, when stats come into play, I mean, that's a month later, so it's already been done. We saw it was slowing down, that things were happening, but the prices weren't getting hit. Now, yeah, were we getting less buyers? Yeah, we certainly were, but trying to time the market and make it, hey, it's the top of the market, it's the bottom of the market. It's never going to happen. It's never going to work.
I've noticed this last week here too, the Ramsey trusted, so Dave Ramsey, national debt reduction guy. I'm one of his trusted agents, right, in the Twin Cities. And so what all that means is that we're trained on their philosophies and strategies and whatever. And so I've been watching a lot of his recent posts, and he's been talking about how housing, even to his people who are very conservative, he's saying it's time to buckle down and go buy that house. Avoid mortgage insurance if you can. Put your 20% down. Put it on a 15-year mortgage if you can. But if you're a first-time buyer, get in the market with a 5% or a 3.5%, down. Because he said, I think in 5 years, you'll look back and really appreciate that you did. And the cost of money will be more expensive. The cost of the houses will be more expensive. Take advantage of this lull in the marketplace to really, get out there and get name on a property.
The one good thing maybe of a little slowdown, recession, whatever you want to call it, is that